Okay, at this time we'll move on to the ARIN departmental reports. And the first report we're going to have is Communication and Member Services. The person responsible for this meeting, Susan Hamlin.
Thank you, John. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to talk a little bit today about some changes dealing with membership and voting, and give you a brief look at some of the content upgrades, deliverables that this department has put out over the past 6 months, and talk a little bit about ARIN outreach. So the Communication and Member Services Department is a staff of 11. And we've had quite a few changes since our last meeting. Up at the top, Sean Hopkins, who is currently our Communications and Technical Editor, is going to move into the Policy Analyst position around the 9th of May. And I'm missing the bottom of my slide. But as most of you know, Einar Bolin, who has been ARIN's policy analyst for over a decade, has moved into a new position, a government affairs and public policy analyst, reporting to Kathy Hanley. So,
if I could ask the community for a moment, Einar Bolin has done, well, amongst other things, an enormous amount of support for the policy process over the years, and the advisory council, and these meetings. And I'd like to congratulate on his new role in public affairs. So a round of applause for Einar.
excellent. Thank you, John. We also have an additional meeting planner. So most of the CMSD staff are here with us as always. Jason, Kim, Hollis, Sean, Mary in the back, meeting planner. Wendy Leedy, our second meeting, Wendy, our member engagement coordinator, is also here, and many of you hopefully have had a chance to meet her. She's welcoming new members. She runs the fellowship program, and she'll be running the elections. We also have Jennifer Bly, who's just back from maternity leave last week. She handles social media, and we were very happy to have her back. She's running social media from home this week. Kim Kelly is new on our staff. Kim, want to have your hand? Communications writer. And we have Melissa Goodwin, our second meeting planner, who is back in Chantilly and has been helping everyone with housing and other issues while you've been here on site. Okay, so ARIN membership. We're a little over 5,300 ARIN members currently. We average about 30 new members a month. And we'll talk about membership. So 99.9% of ARIN members are internet service providers. They are automatic members. When an organization receives its first direct allocation of V4, V6, they automatically become a member. We also have what's been called traditionally paid membership. An organization with a direct assignment of addresses or holding ASNs from ARIN may optionally choose to become an ARIN member and pay an annual fee. So with the new fee schedule coming on board 1 July, we have made an additional optional way for an organization to become a member, and that's by adopting a registration services plan. So we're sending out information, and for some organizations, this way will be a cheaper way to become an ARIN member, so you might want to look into it. If you have any questions about this, you can reach out to member services, you can reach out to financial services. There's a fee calculator available where you could plug in and see which option may be better for you. Also, elections is a big part of what Communication and Member Services covers. The basic tenets of elections hasn't changed. Each ARIN member organization has one vote or one ballot to fill out through one voting contact. Last year, we terminated the use of designated member representative. and changed our terminology to make it clearer, to call it voting contact. We also are in the process, and this year begins the first time, where each voting contact will need to log in to ARIN Online to access their ballot. So we have an outreach campaign going. We have some cleanup to do. Shortly after this meeting, you'll be hearing from Wendy about the status of your organization's voting contact. What it requires basically is for each voting contact to have a web user account, and we'll be using that web user email in all correspondence during the elections. And all voters this year will need to log into ARIN Online. So for instance, last year, 75% of eligible voters had web user accounts and accessed their ballot through ARIN Online. The other 25% were sent an email with a direct URL, and we will no longer be doing that. So any questions? Yes?
Jason Schiller, Google ASOAC. So if I am an eligible voter and I don't have a web user account, will I, while the election is under progress, at the ARIN meeting, be able to get help and create an account and be able to vote? Or will there be a deadline for which the web user account has to be created prior to the election started?
There will be a deadline. It's the deadline for voter eligibility, which is 60 days out, I believe, and we'll be hopefully over-communicating to everyone about that deadline, and you'll have to be on record with an account at that point.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so some of the fun parts of what we do in CMSD is working to streamline information on the website to make sure things are current and to bring on board information about news services and deliverables. So I picked just a few of the what we call baby bills that have been on the homepage of the website recently to talk about areas where we've worked with internal subject matter experts, whether it be Leslie dealing with validating point of contacts, with Registration Services Department, in trying to streamline information about addresses, about transfers, and also taking a look at how first-time users come to ARIN and how to make that information clearer and more process-oriented to help them get their resources. So we do a lot of work. It's a continuing process, and we're making progress as we comb through the website. Some of the things coming next, we're working with Registration Services on the Requesting Resources section, on a transfer decision tree to help people determine which type of transfer they need and make it clearer, direct them. And also the Team ARIN website, microsite, is going to get a new redesign. So I'm just curious, how many of you all have ever been on the Team ARIN site? Oh, excellent. I see a lot of potential guest bloggers out there, so that's encouraging. And when we get through some of this content, our next goal is to look at the home page, the redesign. There are a lot of competing priorities. As you know, we've added more and more, so we're really going to take a look, do some research and testing about what's needed and how we can improve the navigation. Part of our project, long-term, toward moving toward a more responsive website is to help with how we function in putting information on the website. So we are in the process, and Jason has been leading this, to move most of the historical information, which is pages and pages and pages, into a separate component. So when we have something to push out new on the website, it doesn't have to go through all of these thousands and thousands of pages. It will look seamless to you all when you're on the website and you're looking for minutes of board meetings. You'll just click on page and it'll take you to a new section with a little bit better design, and it will be more responsive. So we'll look forward to your feedback once we put that out. Also, we recently published the annual report, and we have a new Welcome to ARIN video. It's about 3 minutes. It's a highlight, takes folks through our tools, what we do, and it has some directional points to the website to help you find things through navigation. We also have a YouTube library that I think was mentioned earlier that helps folks navigate their resources, setting up orgs, setting up points of contact, and we will continue to develop those types of videos. Most of you know ARIN does a lot of outreach, and many of you, especially members of the advisory council and board, we call on you from time to time to join us on the road. I'm not going to go through this list of things we do. ARIN on the road continues to be very popular, and we are joining NANOG again for an ARIN NANOG on the road this year. We support internet governance forums throughout. We still go to various trade shows carrying our V6 message, and we are also supporting lots of groups in the Caribbean, Canada. If you all are involved in an organization and you attend a meeting where you think it would be great to have ARIN come on board, follow on with the program before or after, or there's an opportunity for ARIN to contribute somehow, we would really like to hear from you all. We have our thoughts and ideas, but there are always new opportunities, and we would like to bring the ARIN message to as diverse communities as possible. Our Get 6 campaign continues. We've been doing outreach on V6 for over a decade. We've changed up our message now, and we're really broadening it, taking it to audiences with a message of please enable your websites over V6, hoping to drive more content, hence drive demand. We have a public relations firm, Stanton Communication, who's working with us. I would recommend you take a look at the V6 pages on the wiki. If your organization is deployed V6, has a story, we have a Forward Thinkers page. We'd love to add you there. And also on the IPv6 wiki, we have a list of IPv6 hosters, DNS providers. We have about 40 organizations, and within the last 6 weeks or so, we added an opportunity for IPv6 consultant and trainers to add their information. And I think they're just under 30 organizations. Gives you an opportunity to contact and what areas you service. So I recommend if you're looking for that kind of support to check out the wiki or to add your name on there. Okay, so this is a call for input and support from you all. We have an expanded fellowship program. The board changed the numbers of possible fellows, and I'm happy to say we have a full complement of 15 fellows at this meeting. Hope you all have had an opportunity to interact with them. What that means is we are in need of additional folks to mentor these fellows. Traditionally, it's been a job assigned to the advisory council. There are a total of 15 AC members, and lots of them have other obligations here. So we did put a call for mentors on the registration form, and thank you to those in the community, the board, ARIN staff who have been mentoring fellows at this meeting. But I also would encourage you for future meetings, when you see that on your registration form, if you're interested, to please check it off. The fellows find it a valuable opportunity to have someone who they're comfortable asking questions to, and I'm a mentor for the first time, and I think it's a great experience. Also, locations for ARIN on the road. We travel throughout the region. If you're in an area where ARIN hasn't been, you think bringing a show there, please reach out to us. And John already put in a good plug. We travel for the ARIN Public Policy Members meetings to locations throughout the region, but the first determining factor is an area where we have a network sponsor. So we are looking to go to Miami in 2018, April, and are putting a call out for a network sponsor. So if anyone's interested, reach out. One quick go back. We do have a new email, members@arin.net. We continue to service info@arin.net, but we created members@arin.net, which Wendy's using to welcome new members, and we'll be using that for most of the elections communications. So happy to take questions. Kathy.
Hi, Kathy Aronson, ARIN AC. This is probably not your department, but since you talked about elections, I can't help myself. Two things. One, I feel that we need to start looking at the number of board candidates that we put forward for a given election. And two, I think that we need to be more clear what the criteria that the NOMCOM uses to select such candidates, because if we need varying expertise on the board, then that should be something that's used. In addition to, maybe we could try to have a more diverse slate of candidates for the board and the AC going forward from the different regions, and also maybe a woman on the board perhaps. Just a thought. Anyway, thank you.
Does anyone want to respond to that from the board? Go ahead.
Okay, so Kathy, thank you. That's actually a topic that came up this morning in the Board Governance Committee meeting. So actually, now that I've taken this opportunity, let me invite all of you to provide us with ideas along the lines of improving diversity, geographical coverage, expertise, and the like. Kathy, you ran away from the microphone before I could ask you about number of candidates. Did you mean you wanted more candidates and more diverse candidates?
Are you referring to
Well,
you're referring to the charter limitation?
Right. So the board, my understanding is that there has to be one more candidate than there are spots.
Well, we try for two if we can.
Right, but there can only be two more candidates than there are spots. Is that correct?
No, twice as many candidates as there are slots.
But that works
is what we
Right,
try
that would
for.
be two more, right? Because there's only two board members at a time. So if there are two incumbents, that gives two additional people a chance to run, and I don't think that that's enough, in my opinion.
Yeah. Thank you.
I might be alone on that, but I'm just saying.
But on your other comment on the criteria, I would love any feedback that you or others have on, the charter is on the website and all the materials that are sent to the NOMCOM. So if there's suggestions on criteria, I would love to hear it offline. Or hear
Right.
it, you know, like.
So I guess I'll take over this because it's not quite Susan's presentation. We do have an open mic at the end, but if we want to do brief comments on this matter, go ahead, Owen.
Owen DeLong, I agree with Kathy. Two more than the incumbents is not enough.
Understood?
Andrew Dole, I'm not sure I agree with Kathy, because what happens is those who are less well-known, their votes get diluted amongst themselves, and then the incumbents become at the top of the pile. I've seen that in other organizations, so I'm not sure I know the answer, but
I'm going to ask that we now take this discussion on this topic to open mic. More comments on Kathy's on Susan's presentation. More comments on Susan's presentation. Otherwise, take it to open mic. Sir.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Aw.
Sorry.